Hi, in this video we're going to talk about Xcode itself, how to navigate around the interface, and of course we're not going to cover everything there is to know about Xcode in this one little video, but as we go along we'll be looking at additional features of the program, and it really is a very good targeted integrated development environment for programming in Objective-C. So the first thing we're going to do is just take a look at the interface as a whole. I have everything open right now. So on the left over here, I can see the navigator bar, and I can see all parts of my program. I can close and open these folders. The products folder is here. This shows the app file, the application that will be written out to the device when we're ready to do that. And then of course I have my folder structure here with various parts of my program. Now this is a very simple program. It just has a main.c and also has this little hello world 1 file, which is some constant definitions for all Objective-C programs. So now this is the navigator window. This is your editor, obviously. The middle window here is your editor window, and below the editor window is a debug and output pane. Now the debug output pane will show debug information on the left and any output your program has, like for log statements or printfs or similar, on the right. Also, if you're writing a console mode program and you use a scanf or some other input routine, you will be able to input into this output window as well by clicking your cursor in there, and now you can see you have a floating cursor and you can type input. On the right is a properties panel, and the properties panel will reflect at any given time sets of properties for whatever we're looking at. For example, if we look at main.c, we see that the file name is main.c, the file type is a C source file, and so on and so forth. There is also a quick help inspector, and for some objects there will be a quick help over here, not for main.c. Alright, so now we can control the display of all of these by looking at these three buttons up here on the upper right. So we can close and open the navigator. We can close and open the debug output panel. And we can close and open the properties inspector. Very good. This last button opens the organizer, which is our local help, let's say. But also we can see our devices and our repositories and so forth over here. The organizer is very useful. We can also get to the organizer by going to Window and selecting Organizer, or using Shift Command 2. Okay. The editor has several important features. This first button shows a standard editor. The second button shows an assistant editor, and where you can edit two files at the same time. And the third button shows a version editor, where two files, the same file is shown twice in separate versions. And if you are using some sort of Git repository or other repository for development, then you can see the versions of the old version versus the new version in this panel, in this display, I should say. Okay, so those are the main parts of Xcode. We can set breakpoints by clicking in the gutter here, and clear them by just dragging them back off the gutter, like that. We can enable and disable breakpoints using this button. And the product settings we can build. Cleaning is something that we do very often. If the project has become let's say a state that it can't run, we'll often clean the project. But the rest of the pieces of Xcode we'll look at when we have need. There is also integrated with this an interface builder that I'll show when we start developing actually for the iPhone. But before we do that, we need to get through some basic Objective-C concepts, and then we'll start actual programming development for the iPhone and iPad. Thank you very much.